I assume it's so.
Everybody knows that. I'm not very secretive about anything that I talk about, bro. That's like my big thing. It's just funny. I've always wanted to come down and do one of these with you and just talk, but I was like, I always tried to stay away from it because, like, you know, bro, I have so many haters, dude. So many haters for no reason.
There has to be a reason. I don't even mean this to like to talk bad about you, but it was like
I talk shit to everybody.
Wait. First off, for anything, cheers.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate the beer. Elysian Space Dust, brought to you by that and Melon Cart.
Oh, Melon Cart, yeah. Oh, this shit is fire.
So yeah, dude, like
I don't even know, bro. Like, it's like one of those things where it's like you either love me or you hate me, and most people choose to hate me. But it's just one of those.
Most people is just that more people are vocal about it. I mean, like a lot of people are always the negative ones. Is it that kind of thing, or I don't know? Do you feel like a lot of people really are negative towards you?
No, like I know everybody likes me, but I'm everybody's favorite person to hate on. I don't know what it is. Like, yeah, do I talk shit to everybody? Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't care who you are. Especially when it comes to, like, flag football, dude. Like, I don't care, dude.
Like, you're an asshole.
I'm an asshole, and I'm going to tell you how I feel. Like, when people sandbag, like, you know, like...
Damn, you were hot last season, huh?
Well, dude, no, well, and it was just like...
Way better stack team to play D2.
Way better stack team to play D2, bro. Like, and then after I called them out on it, and I called Louis out, all of a sudden their games start becoming closer and closer, and they don't blow nobody out. Like, come on, we've all done it. I'm not gonna say I'm not guilty because I'm guilty, 100%. Bro. Charles and I, when we put together teams, like our team in Tough right now is called the Sandbaggers.
Is it really?
Yes.
I love that.
You know, but it's like we don't have any studs on our team, bro. Like, dude, I'm playing free safety. That's my main position. I'm 280 pounds, and I'm playing free safety.
It's an athlete. It's all muscle.
Yeah, totally. Right here?
Yeah,
this shit don't help. But, like, it's... I don't know, dude. Like I said, you either love me or you hate me, but I'm vocal on shit. But it's like, when you need a friend, I'm always there.
I can see that, dude. Like I said, we're not even that close at all. But just my interactions that I have had with you come off as someone who's like, if anything does go down, like, at the drop of a hat, like, you'll be there. I mean, someone you love, someone you
yeah, dude. Like
you're a good friend.
I'm a good friend. I'm a better friend than most people are to me. I'll say that. And that's not a shot at anybody. Huh? If somebody feels like that's a shot at them, get out of your feelings. Nah, because I hit people all the time. They're like, oh, fresh invite. Oh, you're always busy. That's cool. Don't mean you couldn't have invited me. How do you know I wouldn't have just been like, hey, it's your fucking 30th birthday. Like, can you make it out? I don't have a phone. Yeah. Let me cancel my plans. I'm coming. Like, you know. Like, I remember when Keon fucking turned 21. Boyd,
how old is he right now?
I don't even know. Don't ask me that. I'm a bad friend. I'm a bad friend when it comes to how old people are.
I'm sure I think it's for his birthday. He's young though.
Yeah, he's a lot younger.
25, 24.
Maybe.
Something
like that. I don't know. Well, Boyd and I went out with him. We put that phone in a body bag. Like, he threw up on both of our shoes.
Yeah, because you guys are freaking veterans.
Oh, yeah, dude. We told him it was going to happen. But it's
Wait, you're probably my age, huh? 30, give or take?
I turned 32 at the end of the month.
Okay, yeah. I'm 31.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're not young no more.
No, absolutely not.
But I'm not old enough to care about other people's feelings to the point where it's like, whatever. Because everybody knows, I don't care who likes me. You either like me or you hate me. But... for some reason, I'm just everybody's favorite person to hate. Dude, hey, legitimately, the only person that hits me up to play on their teams is like, Kenny. No, not that. Oh, man, don't bring that guy up, bro.
That's what I want to talk about.
Oh, dude. Okay, well, fuck it. Let's start talking about Zim.
No, I'm just trying to figure out, like, why, like, you guys have, like, a real beef, huh?
So, some people know. I actually dated Emily Van Zanti for a while.
I have no clue who that is.
So she was the stat keeper in X-Flag, the tall blonde girl.
Okay, yeah.
So I dated her for a while.
She was that flight action too, right?
Yeah, she was. I brought her over when we were dating.
Okay.
We were helping Joel out and stuff.
When
Joel first started out, that's when Joel and I were cool. And
yeah.
Now we're not so much cool anymore because I talk shit. But whatever. Like, it is what it is. But
it's burning all the bridges.
Yeah. Well, I'm not burning bridges. I'm not helping him no more, dude. Like, you do everybody dirty and you let people do this and do that and, like,
Joel's an interesting cat. I mean, you've interacted with him way more than I have.
He's interesting. He's interesting in the fact that he is all about his motherfucking money. Money
if you pay
talks. Money talks, and that is why all these other teams get to do multiple teams, and then they get to play it down because it's an extra team. Go ahead, you can sandbag in D3.
Excuse me, nerd.
I can't do that. I'm not allowed to, but whatever. Anyways, back to Zen. Let's go back to Zen. So, when I first started dating Emily, he said something stupid on social media about her. And, you know, me being the guy
like joking around or like
I don't, dude, it was like 8-9 years ago now.
And you guys were dating?
We had been together for like 5 months, something like that.
Oh, damn, okay.
And he had said he had like taken a shot at her on social media or whatever, you know. And
that's random.
Yeah, because she's like the nicest person ever. Don't ask me how she fell for me.
But mouthpiece, dude.
Whatever. But she's like the nicest person ever. So he took a shot at her, and then I showed up at a field because he was talking shit and running his mouth. So I showed up at the field and I was like, "Run your fucking mouth now." Damn. And he didn't. He had nothing to say. It was at Mira Mesa.
On Wednesdays?
Yeah, at Wangenheim.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Wednesdays. I showed up to play with one of my homeboys who needed bodies, and, you know, in that league. and I showed up, and lo and behold, Zim is reffing the game. Zim cost us the game, and I won't say in a fit of rage, but just like in me being mad that we lost, and then he said something to Emily, who was watching me, so I turned around and I was like, "Oh yeah, weren't you running your fucking mouth? You don't have much to say now."
What was his deal with her, though?
Dude, I don't even know what it was.
Like a personal thing or like a work thing? Or?
I don't know. So they went to high school together or some shit, right?
Okay.
And like, from what I know, like he had like a crush on her, whether he'll ever admit it or not. I mean, she's like 4 inches taller than him. I don't know what... It doesn't calculate. My math doesn't add up when it comes to that, but whatever. And I don't know. And you guys all know like his whole thing. He was on like a TV show or some bullshit, and that's his claim to fame because he was on it.
Pros is Joe's.
Yeah, like whatever, dude. I didn't see it, so you're not that famous.
The Z-Man, baby.
You know, and yeah, and like that was my last real interaction with him, dude. Because like. I mean, Emily was mad at me, of course, because like I'm over here just going in on him on the sideline.
Okay. You see, I thought it was like something more like personal between you guys. Or I don't know what it was. I just
it was just you disrespected the woman.
I get that. No, that makes sense.
Like, you know,
I get it,
if he would have been like my bad, whatever, I'd have walked away. We would have been cool, you know, like. But you know, over the years, you know, like Boyd and I showed up at one of his co-ed leagues on Hourglass Field a few seasons later. We showed up and he was playing. And it was Alex and Steven's co-ed team or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And like Boyd and I showed up in like our pink tie-dye Tiggle Bitties, like flat action hoodies, and we're on the side. He's telling us we gotta leave. We're like,
why?
Make us. So we're sitting there helping coach up Alex on their team. You know, this is years ago now. Yeah. Like, you know, they were still new at the shit, and we were telling them what to do, this, and that. And then like I still remember Alex's girlfriend Shelly. Together, if they're married now, right? No, didn't have it engaged.
Yeah.
Fiance now.
Baby mom,
whatever you want to call it. You know, she sacked Zim on the last play of the game.
Oh.
And he's so mad. He doesn't even he's not even the one that hands them their trophy.
Oh, really?
Nah, he was over it.
Here you go, Thane.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, Thane, right?
Damn, R.I.P., dude.
Yeah, shout out to Alex. According to that, like, Thane is my estranged brother. He always wants to say we're brothers. I was like, bro. Whatever. Thane's a cool guy. I have nothing against him. He just... He's
another weird cat.
Yeah, you know. And see, look, because I'm not afraid to talk about people, that's why people... Don't like me sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna but it's not like I'm talking bad about them. I'm just
being honest.
I'm just being honest. Everybody's allowed their opinions, you know, like, and with me, I don't care. So I don't get invited to fucking play on teams unless Josh calls me. Josh or Charles calls me. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. I'm not driven on it. I have everything's going on with my business. I coach high school sport. I mean, I've been coaching high school football since I was 21, 22, 21.
Really?
Yeah, so it's been like going on 11, 12 years now, you know. It was 20 or 21, but I've been doing that, and that's been my life, you know. Like,
That's crazy. You freaking love it?
Oh, dude, I'll do this until my feet won't let me.
Really?
Like, yeah. That was one of the things, dude, and that's why we were talking about my pizza shop earlier, you know. I was just like, I'm not superficial. Yeah, I own a pizza shop. Yeah, do I make lots of money? Yeah, sure, whatever. Dude, but like,
you're an asshole.
No, but it's true. No. Like, you know, half these people that I'm talking about right now, they come into my pizza shop at night downtown, drunk, being like, "Oh yeah, I know Brewer." And my employees call me. They're like, "Dude, it's a drunk kid in here. Who the fuck is this?" So I gotta log into my cameras, and I look, and I'm like, "Oh, that's Keon."
That's funny.
Just give him pizza.
I went there a couple times just to see if you're in there. I don't know, like, if you were.
I haven't during football season. I don't work Friday and Saturday nights normally, just because I'm there throughout the week in the morning.
I got you.
Just like I'm just.
That's the perks of being owner.
Yeah, you know, dude, being a business owner, it never stops.
Me and my girl went down to a show at the Speckles Theater. Whatever. It's right there, down the street.
Balboa Theater?
The Balboa Theater.
Balboa, that's the popular one down there.
Yeah,
Spreckles is around the corner, but they only do like the humongous events. Like,
okay, we went to some down there. I was like, oh damn! I was like, that's freaking Gaslight. What's it called? What's your pizza?
Tony's Pizza. Tony's Pizza. Yeah. Gaslight Pizza's way down on the other side.
Okay,
don't read
that's
the
competition.
No, I tell everybody. I think my pizza's the best pizza on earth. That's just me. But for you, it may not be the best pizza on earth.
Yeah.
It may be like, you know? Like, so it is what it is, you know? Like, I'm not tripping on it. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Because trust me, at 2:30 in the morning after you and your friends have had bottle service and you spent $200 on drinks, trust me, you're coming in and my pizza is the best motherfucking pizza on earth. And I don't care. Like, it is what it is. And that's why I always try and tell people, like, if me telling you that, like, I don't care. You can be mad. You can tell me my pizza's shitty. You can say I don't put enough toppings on it or something when I don't. I'm so heavy-handed. It's bad. I lose money when I make pizza normally.
Really? It's freaking...
Oh, dude. I'll be like...
all the sauces on there.
Oh, dude. I don't know. What's portion control? I have no clue what that is.
See how big my hand is.
Oh, yeah, dude. No, and then like, my employees will do it, and they'll be like, "Hey, Brewer, we're out of bacon." And I'm like, "You just had a whole bag." "Oh, well, it was busy." A whole bag of bacon is supposed to last you like a week. What the fuck? What were you doing with it? Giving it away in handfuls? But, like, you know, I tell all my employees, like, I want you to take care of customers, you know, even when they're being stupid. To be honest.
Yeah, and I assume you get a lot of that down there.
Oh, man. You should hear them ask why I don't have a water spigot on my soda machine.
Oh, damn. They're trying to get you, huh?
So not a lot of people know. In 2015, because I had to, like, go and look at this law before I pulled my water spigot off. In 2015, they passed that, like, drought law, right? The whole drought thing, like, official California's in a state of drought.
Okay.
So if you do not serve alcohol, you do not have to give out free water.
Oh, really?
Really.
Huh.
As soon as I heard that out, I ripped that bitch out. I was like, perfect. You don't have to have a public bathroom if you don't serve alcohol.
Really?
So I was like, oh, perfect. And you've seen how small my place is if you've ever been in there.
Yeah.
You got to walk through my kitchen to get my bathroom. Oh, health department says I don't have to have a bathroom if you have to walk through my kitchen to get there. Perfect. I don't have to have a bathroom no more.
How does that work for employees? You just don't...
No, I have a bathroom.
Oh, okay.
It's
you don't...
employees.
Gotcha. I was like...
yeah.
There's something in there.
Yeah, no, trust me. But it's like, we don't tell the kids no, or like, you know, if you're in there with a big group and you're like, hey, like, one of us needs to use the bathroom. Yeah, go ahead. Like, just don't piss on the seat.
Yeah,
like,
just wash your hands.
Yeah, wash your hands. I mean, you ain't gonna wash your hands, just don't touch me. Wash your great man.
I'm trying to think, dude. Oh, man, just off everything you said already, I have so many questions. But I'm trying to just go back to, like, your freaking... Just this mindset of, like, I don't care of, like, people's opinion of me, or I don't care what people say, because I don't know, like, how much... I'm just honestly asking this, like, I don't know how much of that is, like, you honestly believe that, or how much of that you just try to put on like a facade or like, yeah, I don't let it get
no, trust me, it's definitely really not a facade.
Because I wish I could have that.
Because
I wish I could not.
I won't say I try and guilt trip people, but like I'll hit people up and be like, oh, you brought a team again, huh? Oh, you didn't ask me to play again, huh? And once again, if you take that as a personal shot, because I've done it to probably a dozen people, if you take that as a personal shot,
that's
get out
you.
of your feelings. Because I do it to a ton of people. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like, even if I know I can't play. You know? Because when I bring out a team... Shit, do you play it on Tickle Bitties?
Yeah.
I invite everybody. I don't care. Open roster.
Yeah.
If I bring out a team, I'll call it I don't stack, but anybody can play as long as I have the numbers and you have money. I do not
no
give
sponsorships?
out scholarships. Yeah, I make money, but I don't give out scholarships, bro. But, now, my whole personality thing on, like, the whole, like, I don't care, like, I'll say some of the people in the flag football community know, like, I've been through cancer 3 times.
3?
3 times. And, you know, this most last recent time, it was just radiation therapy, but I've been through chemo once, well, twice, technically, but the first time it didn't work, so they had to, like, cut me open and chip off 2 inches long by a 1/2 inch deep in my femur.
Why?
So, backstory, my dad died in 2010. I was 24? Oh, what was I? 23? I don't know, something like that. And, see, we're getting old. He died of something called primary cell bone cancer. Okay, it's when the cancer originates from inside the bone. Whether it be your bone marrow or that's where it originates from, is inside the bone. I don't do a whole lot of research on it because it is what it is.
Detect that? Because I mean,
my dad died in 2010. He had primary cell bone cancer, infected. They said it was like 67% of the bones in his body or something.
Oh, so they didn't find out until after he died. Or they knew before.
So they
I'm trying to figure out like how they even figure out.
He got diagnosed with cancer. They didn't know what kind. They just said they ran the blood test. Bro, you got cancer. They do this thing called a PET scan, and basically it's like how do you describe it? Like, I guess you could call it like an infrared thing, where if you light up like a Christmas tree, because like normally if you do a PET scan and there's nothing wrong with you, you stay like a solid dark color, you know, or little blotches of red or whatever. Yeah. When you light up like a Christmas tree in a certain area, it means they have found cancer cells, like active cancer cells. So after my dad died, I was starting to have like, I'll call it joint pain, but basically where my femur and your tibia and fibula, like the joint itself, connects on the back of it. I was having lots of pain, like pain to touch, in the bone pain, and I was like, shit, like
just like out of nowhere?
Just out of nowhere, just like randomly. And, you know, they took an x-ray and they were like, oh, it looks like you have a bone spur. Because there was a sizable, like, bone spur looking growth, you know, osteochondroma or whatever they call it. And they were like, do you have any sort of, like, cancer that runs here? I was like, yeah, my dad died last year, primary cell bone cancer.
So immediately, like, all right, we gotta
Yeah, because primary cell bone cancer is a lot worse than secondary cell. Secondary cell means, like, basically, like, say your quad, you had a tumor, and it was cancerous.
Okay.
And the tumor infected the bone.
Okay.
So you just remove the tumor, you treat it, and you're good normally. So when that happened, I had to go through a procedure where see, it's been so long. I'm at a loss for words.
They did something.
No, they biopsied it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So they had to cut the back of my leg open.
So
and they went in there and they had to put me out for it because they had to like literally stick like this thing into me, scrape the back of my bone. Because they didn't want to chip anything. They just had to scrape it. Like, I mean, literally, like, bring it out. They tested it. Came back as cancer, you know, malignant. I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? You know, I didn't even tell my family for probably about 4 months that I had cancer.
Really?
I'm just like one of those guys. So at the time, the girl I was with, you know, I had told her, like, I have cancer, you know, and, like, she just couldn't handle it. And,
yeah, I was like, how do you even react to that?
Because we were so young. We were, like, 23, 24. Yeah. She couldn't handle it. She had a daughter. Like, she was just like, I'm over this. Like...
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, it was that bad. Like, because, you know, like, I went into, like, I'll call it a state of depression for, like, a couple weeks. Like, when I first found out, I didn't talk to nobody. Literally, I talked to nobody. I went and hid, you know? I just didn't want to deal with life for a few weeks, you know? Like, I mean, obviously work knew, because I have to tell them, you know, like, hey, this is what's happening. But, they started off with radiation. That didn't work. And then that's when we started the chemo. I didn't the first time because I wasn't, like, financially stable. I didn't have health insurance. You know, I was young and dumb and, you know, still trying to play semi-pro football, you know, all that shit.
The Stallions?
The Stallions, the Thundercats. I played for the Silverbacks for, like, half a season before I was over it. Like, you know, so...
Wait, time out. I always trip out on dude, like, once you get, like, that diagnosis, it's like, what does that feel like? Like, that, what does that day even seem like? Is it like a dream? Is it like, you're like, oh, no, they're wrong, they're your second opinion? Like,
I'm not gonna front to you, I don't cry over a lot of things in life. Like, my dad died, I didn't cry. I was, like, trying to take selfies with his, like, body at, like, the funeral. Like, I laugh at death. But, like, when it came to me the first time, I was like, fuck. Like, I shed a tear. I was just like, the doctor sitting there, like, trying to, like, console me, like, we're gonna beat this. And I'm like, fuck, are you gonna beat it? You're the doctor. Like, it's my body. Like, you know, and I can't fault him for that, you know? Like,
yeah.
Shout out to Dr. Helmers. He's my apologist. But, you know, like, my heart just sank, you know? It was like, if you relate it to football, just in general football, you tear your ACL, doctor tells you you're never gonna play again.
Yeah, you're never the same.
Yeah, you know, you're just like,
this is life or death.
Yeah, so this is life. So then, like, when I needed to work still and do stuff because I had, like, all this debt from being a fucking asshole.
How do you even wake up?
So there was a couple experimental chemos that they were doing that weren't as strong. Right? So they didn't have to put a port in my chest, which was, like, amazing, but, like, I had to stay at the hospital overnight after chemo because they wanted to make sure my vein didn't blow out.
Just, like, IVing it?
Yeah. And that way takes twice as long as the port.
What's a port? I'm not familiar.
So the port is basically where they put it, it's connected to, like, your heart tubes.
Oh, damn, so just...
Yeah, that's how it was described to me, because they want the chemo to go straight, because you're poisoning your body.
Yeah.
With chemo, like, you're poisoning to get certain things, and, you know, like, there's blood cancers, there's, you know, skin cancer, there's bone cancer, there's, you know, every kind of tumors everywhere, you know, there's dozens of types of cancers, and everything is treated differently, you know, like, I explained to them my situation, you know, like, if I go, like, full-blown chemo, like, I'm never going to climb out of this fucking hole of debt, you know? And yeah, is there a chance that you know, it'll just prolong my recovery? Yeah, and I was okay with it for a while, and then I went through the chemo, and it just wasn't working at all, and that's when they were like, your only option is surgery. Because chemo will tell you, like, it'll work to an extent, or this or that, or it's not doing what it's supposed to, and chemo can go anywhere from 6 weeks of sessions to, you know, say 6 months of sessions. It just all depends on the type, the aggressiveness of it.
There's so many variables.
There's tons of variables. So it was like, and they were still trying to blast me with radiation at the same time because.
Were you crazy sick at this time, or like I know there's
some
side effects?
So I went from weighing because it was a lighter chemo. It didn't hit me until the next like night. So, like, I was good.
You're like,
I was just tired. I was tired, you know, like, but, like, it didn't hit me with vomiting and all that kind of stuff, you know, like, I was just kind of like, whatever, it is what it is, you know, and, like, throughout the course of it, you know, like, I started losing my hair, so I just fucking shaved my head. I was like, whatever, you know, like, all your hair falls out. I got so lucky that my eyebrows didn't fall out. was like, cool, you know. So like that was just kind of, it is what it is, you know. And before like super amounts of my body hair started falling out, they were like, hey, it's not working. And I was like, okay, like, what do we need to do? And because of where it was at, like, you work in the medical field, so, like, my femoral artery, along with, like, every nerve in your nervous system runs through your pelvis and then down the back of your leg, because Mother Nature wants to protect it, right? So, literally, here's my femur, here's my nerves, and here's my my cancer. So what happened is I had to sign a release when we decided we were going to do surgery. That if they kill me on the table, my family can't sue the hospital, the doctor, anybody. So when I got on the table and everything, you know, like, it was scary. And come to find out, during the surgery, the nurse, like, for whatever reason, slipped or something. She severed my femoral artery.
No. So you just started freaking squirting out blood?
It is what it is. No, well, because they had clamped it off on both sides.
Okay.
That was the big thing, because they showed me the plate, you know, like if you had oops, bear, don't fall on me. If this was like a stainless steel like plate, they stuck it in, and it wasn't this big obviously, but pulled my nerves away, and she wiggled the wrong way, and the nerves were on the back side of the artery.
Okay.
So the artery was the thing that was touching the plate, and she moved, and it said,
That's scary.
That's how it was described to
me. Yeah.
Because, like, the surgery was only supposed to take, like, an hour, and it ended up taking, like, 3.
Not bad.
And you can imagine my mom after the first hour.
Oh, yeah.
She's in the waiting room, and she's just like... And then they bring everybody back in, and they explain what happened in front of my mom, and I'm like, why the hell would you do that? She's an Italian lady.
She's doing everyone.
She
might fight
you. Like, and...
Where were you at, like, mentally at this point? Spiritually? Or I don't know if you're thinking... Were you...
I had my... just like anybody on their deathbed, you had your come to Jesus moment.
Oh, yeah. Well, were you, like...
I was
trying to be prepared for death?
Oh, dude, I was posting Bible verses. And
oh, really?
I was trying to go to church as much as I can, you know, and, like... You know, and it was just everything, you know? Like, I ended up losing, like, fucking... It's like 60 pounds or something.
60?
Oh, dude, like, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was 210 pounds, and I hadn't seen that number since...
It's freaking middle
senior year? Hey, I laugh at some of the kids I coach when they say they're 150 pounds. I'm like, yeah, I remember when I was 150 pounds. I think I was like 15 months old. But... Yeah, so it was one of those things, and, like, especially after seeing my dad go through it, my dad, like, complete, like, I don't believe in God, on his deathbed, like, had his coming to Jesus moment.
Really?
Like, I was somewhat religious growing up, you know, and I went to, like, Young Life. I got rebaptized as a Christian.
Young Life?
Stuff. Yeah, hell, hey, everybody already knows.
I know Young Life.
Yeah, kept me out of trouble.
Yeah.
On Wednesdays and anytime I was eligible to go to summer camp or the week camp. Yeah, you know, that's how, and through Young Life is how I figured out I wanted to coach football.
Really?
Because one of my football coaches, my JV head coach,
is that got you in?
Yeah, he didn't get me into it, but, like, I just found, like, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to be like this guy, you know? Shout out Jeff. You know, and ironically enough, this year I'm the JV head coach at UC.
Really?
You know, like, ironically, I didn't. It wasn't a role that I wanted. I was kind of asked and guilted into it. And
why didn't you want it?
It just wasn't what I wanted. Like, I just want to call plays. Like, I never wanted to be like a head coach. I just want to be a coordinator. Just let me call play. I want to score a bunch of points. Like, whatever, you know. Because then it becomes the headaches of more parents.
Oh,
you're in charge of it.
You're a manager, dude.
And, you know, any decision I make, I need to make sure that the varsity head coach is okay with it too. Because, you know, it's just like, if I piss off a ref during a game, those are the refs that are going to ref our varsity game. So it's like,
I'm sure you do.
Oh, constantly. Last year when we played Mira Mesa, I threw one of the iPads, like, at an official. First flag I've ever gotten. No, because he didn't know it was me. He just threw the flag. So I saw the iPad fly onto the field, and he was like, "Who did that?" And I was,
one of these crazy kids.
no, because it was like a controversial call, like a ball skipped on the ground and they called it a catch. On a 4th down, we ended up losing the game, and I was losing my mind. Yeah, they explain everything, and like it's surreal. You're not really feeling it because you're done in a sense. You're done with the surgery. The surgery went well, and I was cancer free for a little over a year, and then the growth started growing back, and I was like, oh shit.
Did you feel relieved at the moment? You're like, all right, did they tell you like, hey, you're cancer free?
Yeah, because
we're like, all right, I'm done with this.
Anytime with cancer, your first, I think they say 5 years, every 6 months you got to go in for a PET scan.
Okay.
Yeah, so you go in and they, you put your gown on.
God, I can just imagine like the stress levels at that point. Like when you go in for.
No, it's not the stress level then. It's waiting for the results. Because I was going to UCSD, the Moore Center, and some places are busier than others. They have a really good cancer ward, we'll call it, and I was, even when I was going through chemo, like I was like taking taxis and stuff because I didn't want to deal with anybody. They're like, yeah, somebody come to get you? No, I need y'all to call me a cab so we can take me home. Like, and they're like, okay, fine, but, you still gotta chill for, because it was the next morning, and I was just like...
But just because you didn't want, be a burden on people, you just didn't want to deal with people, period, or...
It's my burden. I've never, ever wanted to be somebody else's burden. That is my biggest, thing.
Even if it's, your family or friends, you're just,
It's my life. Everybody has their own lives, I didn't want to bother my mom because she's helping raise, my niece and my nephews and all this other stuff, me and my brothers, we don't get along. I'm not close with my siblings. I'm not.
Same here.
Oh, dude, there's some of you, flag football guys that I'm closer with than my brothers.
It's crazy how it is.
My sister's been in and out of prison,
It's just always been like that?
The most fucked up thing is, though... Oh, yeah, it's always been like that. And the most fucked up thing is I'm the good egg out of the crew.
Damn, that's saying something.
But, yeah, so, I was good for a little over a year. The PET scan, it's called, it lit up like a Christmas tree is what they call it. Not, anything drastic or anything. They were able to get it done with, radiation, and then I went on all my cancer cocktail pills. Those are always fun.
What do you take?
Oh,
how many medications?
God, I couldn't even tell you the
10
name.
pills a day?
Even,
5 pills a day?
No, well, some of them were the one pill a day stuff, and then I was taking pills 2 or 3 times a day, and it just all depends on the pill and what they want to try this time, what they don't want to try,
what they're testing
this is week. This is a different dose, so you need to take it a couple times, or only one time, and it was always just random because, even now, they're still doing so much experimental stuff.
That that's
I always made sure I took my Vicodin pill. My Percocet pill. That was all.
I think I took a Percocet once, and I was traumatized. I was gone. I just got sick.
I've always been a big boy. Pill that stuff just puts me to sleep. I'm just trying to chill. But so they were able to get it done with radiation, and a combination of pills and whatnot. We didn't have to resort to chemo. We almost did. Because they were like, well, we want to put you through chemo. So I was like, man, you're not putting me through chemo again if I don't need it.
Really? You just don't like it? That's a stupid question, but
quality of
just
life.
Like that?
Quality of life.
Did it diminish that much? You just felt weak or tired?
You're always... It takes you So let's put it this way. The worst day you've ever had in the gym, to where you've pushed yourself beyond your breaking point, that feeling 2 days later is what you have for a couple days with chemo.
It's just your whole body just hurts. You just can't.
Yep. And so and everybody's chemo is different. Some people go once a week. Some people go twice a week. Some people go once every 2 weeks. It just all depends on what kind they want to try with you, you know.
Did you ever get to during all this, like you said, all your initial diagnosis, your remission, getting back in there? At any point of this, did you ever just like go like, damn, I don't want to go through this anymore? Like, I just wish I was.
Was I ever at my
wish I was dead? Like, I mean, maybe not to that point too. Just like, man, like I don't want to do this anymore.
I don't give up. I always see everything I do through. Most people that know me, they know that's how I am. Like, I tell my players,
just in everything in life.
I would rather win with the 15 kids that show up to practice than having, you know, these kids that don't show up, be in the game and win with them. It's not the same, you know. Like,
how could you say that though?
Well, until you do it, you don't really understand it until you do it, and then you're like, man, I'm going to send that kid a message because he missed 3 days of practice and thought he was going to play. You know, like stuff like that. And,
yeah.
And I see everything. It's the same thing with like kids quitting sports, just sports in general. You know, like you.
This is pretty common. Or I don't know how many people start off the season and get out.
It's different in different communities. You know, some like at Valhalla when I was there, nobody ever quit. You just have kids that, I'm not playing enough, or I got a concussion and I don't like that feeling, so I'm done, or just they don't want to compete or whatever it is, you know. We preach to them like life doesn't get any easier. Trust me. Trust me. Life doesn't get any easier. So the more you try and just walk away from your problems and just give up, it's not them, you know. It's not something you want. And like for me, like I never got to the point where I was like, I don't want to live. I got to the point where I'm fucking fed up and tired of feeling like this.
Yeah.
But that's what pushes you, like more and more, like just as an individual, you know. Like I would never wish this upon anybody, like any of my experiences, you know. And then what was it, 2.5 years ago? It lit up again in a PET scan after being, you know, cancer free for about another 1.5 years. Damn. Lit up again. I had at that time we caught it so early. All I needed was radiation.
Okay. And
it was like I think 8 sessions. Yeah, 8 sessions of it.
So you still go back like every 6 months, or
no? Now it's been almost 2 years.
Oh, awesome.
So the farther you get out, like the more, and like with your doctor, you know, like when you go in for your blood tests and all that, okay, well, hey, instead of doing 6 months, let's do 8 months, or I'm not at the point where I'm at once a year yet.
Yeah,
I'm at like 8 months right now, you know, and it's nervous going in. When you're there and you're doing everything, you're not nervous, and then when you're waiting for the results,
oh yeah, I can't even imagine.
Just like, oh man, you know, like you don't. It's like waiting to find out, like,
is she pregnant? Is she pregnant? No, that's just me.
Sorry. Trust me, it's not just this wood. But yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
it's definitely not just you though. Yeah, dude, and, you know, that's why that's like my persona is like that right there, like that experience with cancer is like why I don't care what people think. Life is too short. If you don't like me, you're not gonna like me. This is who I am, and if me being me doesn't make you like me or make you happy to be around me, I ain't gotta be around you, you know? And a lot of people, like, in flag football, they only don't like me when we're playing. Because I'm a dick. I don't care.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. Like, you're on the field and off the field, it's a completely different thing.
Yeah, you know, and it is what it is, you know? Like, I know I can sit here and say, like, oh yeah, nobody fucking likes me. Yeah, because I'm Brewer. I don't fucking care. I'm the only motherfucker in the league that does not care about what other people think.
Is that a personality thing that you think you always had, or did you cultivate that over the years?
Growing up, my ego was known as Brewer.
Please explain it. Please elaborate on that.
So as most people know, I have a twin, right?
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I have a twin brother. It's on here.
Identical twin.
Now I'm on. No, fraternal. Thank God, because we were identical. I couldn't even tell you how much trouble we would have got. Well, for like twin day.
Parent trap it?
Oh no, what was it, like 3rd grade, twin day? We went to each other's classes. We thought, I was like, fuck it, you go to my class. I'm going to be you, you be me.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, well, I found out that's how it worked. That's not how it worked. But,
you go with that one, you want a cold one?
Yeah, no. I just cracked one, yeah. What was it? Oh, so growing up, I have a twin brother, right? And elementary school, middle school, there was always like 6 Davids in my class.
Of course.
Right. So,
Davids and Daniels.
Yeah, right? So, in elementary school, I was known as Dave.
Okay.
I, like, literally changed my name. I wasn't legal, but, like, to me, everything said Dave on it.
Yeah.
Dave. If somebody said David, I didn't turn.
No.
So then, middle school, I transitioned from Dave back to David B. Because we lost a couple of Davids.
Okay, so you cut it down a little bit.
Yeah, cutting down. So I went back to David B. And I was like, cool with it, whatever. I got to high school, and there's a bunch of Davids again. And I was like, well, can you just call me Brewer? Just call me Brewer. I'm okay with it. You're not hurting my feelings. Whatever. Nobody's ever referred to my twin as Brewer. My twin is Frank, and he will always be Frank.
And that Brewer mindset, huh?
Oh yeah. So, but it's like when I'm on the football field, I'm Brewer, you know. But like out here, like if we were out or whatever, you know, and like you introduce me as Brewer, I'm like, oh no, it's David. Like, the older I get, like I've lost that. Like, Brewer was not a nice person.
That freaking persona.
Yeah, he was not a nice person. He was the guy that when he was in a relationship, oh babe, does these pants make me look fat? Yes. Don't put those on. Like,
matter of fact, burn them right now.
Oh, you're a lady. You want my seat? My feet hurt. He wasn't a nice person, and that wasn't me. It's not me anymore. I mean, I'm still not that nice of a person sometimes, but
you're just not that much of a dick.
Yeah, I'm just not at that
level.
Yeah. She gave me really drunk.
Yeah.
Another story, but I don't do that as often. Yeah, that's Brewer, you know? Like, some people say Brewer or whatever, like, oh, it irks my nerve.
It's that negative connotation with association.
Oh, it's fucking Brewer. Like, hey, whatever. It is what it is. I mean, it's part of me now, and, you know, there's not a whole lot I can do about it.
I'm trying to think, dude, like, what? You seem like such a walking contradiction, like,
yeah.
All this.
Yes. I 100% agree with you.
All this dickiness, all this attitudeness, just the way you carry yourself, but
I'm a big old nice guy.
Yeah, but at the same time, you freaking you want to love on these kids and groom them up, take care of them, and it sounds like just mentor them in general. Besides football itself, I mean, just kind of be there for them.
Yeah, you know, like I give kids rides home, you know, and you know they call me when they're having problems at home, you know.
What drew you to that, dude? Like, that's a big commitment. If you want to do that right, like, really investing in people coaching.
At first it came out of my passion of not being able to play the game anymore, not at the level I wanted to.
So just like, what can I get close to this?
I got hooked, like, between flag football and coaching. Like, I kind of got hooked by it.
You said you're 21 when you started coaching? 23?
No, 2021, like right around there. What was it, 2011?
What was that? Kearney? Valhalla.
At Valhalla, 2011. So yeah, I was 21. 22? 22. Yeah, something like that, 22.
Yeah.
21, 20, whatever.
You're freaking a child, dude.
Oh, I was a baby.
You're a knucklehead.
I was running around like, you know, like I got thrown into my first varsity gig. Like I was supposed to be just a JV assistant, and like the O-line coach at the time, like he was brand new as well. Both of us were brand new, and the O-line coach at the time like went down to the district office and did something stupid.
Oh, no way.
Because his fingerprints weren't coming through fast enough, and he was older at 65. I had a fucking bitch fit. And they ended up firing him for it. I gotta go somewhere else. And they asked me if I wanted it, you know, and it was instantly like, hey, like this is what I was meant to do, you know.
Really?
Because, like, growing up, like, I didn't have a super good relationship with, like, my stepdad or my mom, for that matter, you know, and my football coach, Coach Jeff, you know,
that was your dude?
That was my guy, like, you know, like, he just, like, showed me, like, what a guy, a man of God, is supposed to do, you know, and, like, care about, you know, kids unconditionally, because you know what, some of them don't have men in their lives, you know, some of them go home to fucked up situations, some of them go home hungry, you know, like, yeah, I have a football stipend, right? I have a football stipend. My stipend is usually spent before the season starts. I think this year alone, I think I've bought whatever the fuck we're calling it, bought 11 pairs of cleats.
Really?
I'm gonna get that money back.
And you didn't get paid till like the end of the year or something.
Till the end of the year.
Yeah. I have some buddies who coach and like, yeah,
you know where all that money's going? Straight to my credit cards. Here, you know, like,
we're hands down.
Yeah, you know, and I coach track there as well, so like I'm blessed to like be able to be there all year long and help keep track of hello.
Hi.
Keep track. She's like, oh man.
He's like, what's going on? Yeah. Who's getting rowdy out here?
All these toys out here on the ground. What are you guys doing? No, just like blessed to be around the kids like all year long to help be able to keep an eye on them and stuff, you know, like and whatnot. Yeah, you know, I didn't have a male figure like that in my life growing up. So like when Jeff like jumped in and did that and showed me he cared, and he didn't even have to know me that well and wanted to know me. You know, like, there's all these kids, you know, they know me as Coach Brewer. They know they can come to me about anything.
That's awesome, dude.
You know, like, it doesn't matter what time it is, because my phone's always on. I'm a business owner. My phone, my ringer's always on.
Putting out the fires.
Yeah, so basically, if you've called me in the middle of the night and I didn't answer, I screened your phone call. But, you know, it's just, it's like that, you know, like, everybody says they want to leave the world a better place than when they were here, you know, like, leave it better than you found it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I do every day, you know, like, we're sitting here drinking beers, you know, I have kids that hit me up from my first year coaching. They're like, hey, coach, like, I'm 21 now. I'm 21, and I'm like, dude, stop growing up so fast. Like, that scares me. It means I'm getting older. You know, because those kids from 2011, you know, they were 17, 18 years old, and we're in 2020, about to be 2020, like, about to be 2020.
They're grown men.
Yeah, they're grown men now. Some of them have kids. Some of them are married. Like, I'm super proud of those guys, you know.
That's awesome, dude.
But see, this is the side of me that you're getting to see right now. This isn't the side that most of these
no, absolutely not.
These guys know. You know, a few of them know me like that because they coach high school sports too, and I've seen them, you know, and whatnot. But like, I am an open book. I tell everybody that before you turn the camera on. I told you I have nothing to hide. I'm not gonna tell you to edit anything. I'm an open book. So if somebody wants to know me, I'm gonna wait for you to ask. I'm not gonna come and be like, hi, my name is David Michael Brewer. I'm 31. I own a pizza shop. I have a credit score of 720. Like, I'm not gonna, that's not what I'm gonna do, you know? Like, that's not me. Because, like, if I want to know, like, when I first met you, what did I do? I interrogated you.
You got upset when I cut my hair off.
I was very
upset. You're the first person.
Why do you have to bring that up? Because you tried to hide it.
I know I had my beanie on real smooth.
Your beanie on, and it was a super baggy one still, and I was like, you know, and I walked up. I walked up, and I was like, the look of fucking. I threw your beanie on the ground. I was like, the look of fucking betrayal.
Go home.
I was like, go home. You're not Mondo anymore. You're Armando.
That's funny, dude. Yeah.
And then everybody called you Armando for like 6 months until your hair started to grow back.
We're getting there. We're getting back.
Yeah, you're getting back a little bit of hang time there. All right. It's not quite what it was, but you know.
One day. Unless you get bored again.
1 year.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you know, like, if I like you as a person, I'm probably talking shit to you. That's why I tell the kids that I coach. If I'm not talking shit and joking around with you, even as a 15, 16-year-old boy, I probably don't like you. Yes, so if you're watching this and I don't talk to you, chances are I probably don't. I won't say I don't like you. I just don't care for you that much. Like, you know,
you're just on the radar. No, I get that. I get that 100%. Like if someone's like
we're acquaintances.
Yeah,
you know, because I have a bunch of friends that are, you know, they're acquaintances through flag football.
You're gonna be 32. You don't need any more friends. I'm sure you don't need.
I have too many.
Yeah,
friends. That's the problem. That was my problem in high school. Everybody knew who I was. Even now, there's people in flag football leagues that know who I am. I'm like, dude, I didn't even play for the past 2 seasons. How do you know who I am? Like, just like shit like that. And it's, I don't know. Part of my personality has made me what I am today. You know, it's like Louis says every time I draft. Like I got drafted last in the draft, right? And I told them, but I had two of my biggest haters present.
Oh,
in the draft room. Oh, Scuba and Alex when it comes to flag football teams.
But they're like homie haters.
Oh, they're homie haters, 100%.
Yeah.
There was like at the end of the draft, there was like 6 of us on the board, and like Scuba picks Earl over me, and I was like, ouch, that kind of hurts, but I'm okay because I told everybody I wanted to be Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
And then like Billy gets gifted with me. Like I was the last person. Then they had some random guy sign up last. And you know, like, oh, okay, whatever. So I wasn't last pick anymore. It'll happen next one.
That's the goal.
And then like 3 days before the tournament, I text Louie and I'm like, dude, like I can't even come now, dude. Like, can you apply it towards the next one or whatever? And he was like, well, I got to charge you for the shirt. I was like, that's fine. Apply the next the rest because Christian High School decided to move our game from Friday to Saturday. And I'm the JV head coach, so I had to be at the school at like noon.
Oh, damn.
So
priorities.
Yeah, oh, dude, part of me wanted to show up and play like 2 games and then leave, but I was
see
like,
if I get there at 9.
Oh, no, everybody knows me.
If I request my games early.
Yeah, if I show up at 8:30 or 9:30, whenever it plays, I'm gonna keep trying to play until the last minute. To where if I don't leave now, I'm late. So it's like I just told her, I was like, man, just
smart. That's an adult decision, right?
Yeah, being an adult about things.
Stupid.
Adulting sucks, dude. That would have been me when I was like 25.
Oh. You would show up hungover to the tournament. Probably just a little drunk. Then hungover to the
last tournament, the last draft tournament. We didn't win a game. Eric Del Toro picked our team. I noticed the guy that benched our QB because like we weren't scoring, we weren't moving the ball. He's throwing picks. He's getting sacked. John Wiley. Bless your heart, John. I love you, but like. I noticed the guy who benched you now.
Damn.
That was, everybody's like, that just sounds like a cancer. Who said that? Somebody said cancer. And
that's too funny.
And I almost went on a guilt trip on him.
Oh, you want to see cancer?
I'll show you pictures.
You want to see cancer?
Yeah, I'll show you pictures. Nico.
Oh,
Nico. Yeah, well, and like, I knew it wasn't a shot. That's what I was like.
Yeah.
It would have been somebody I didn't know.
Yeah.
I would have probably made him feel stupid. Like, for real? You want to use the term cancer? Have you ever had cancer? Because I have. Like, you know what I mean? You got to play to my advantage.
That's a big trump card right there. That's hard. That's hard to match. How are you
going to respond? How are you going to respond to that?
Yeah, you're like, all right. You just go home. You pack up and go home.
I'm out. All right, I'm going to head out. No.
Growing up, did you ever see yourself being a coach, or did you ever have any desire for that, or you're just?
I was never, and I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people say this, but like, I was never a follower, and it was mostly because I had younger brothers, so I was.
You had to lead.
I had to lead, so when we were at school or whatever, you know, like I was. Oh, because you want to go sit over there for lunch? No, I'm gonna go sit
just to spite you.
Bench.
Yeah.
Why? Like, why do we need to go over there? Like, we eat over here all the time. Why are we going over there? You just it's just little things, you know, like just the little things, and that's probably the reason why I'm so independent when it comes to like my family. Like I'm over here, you know, my mom will text me and be like, "Are you alive?" Yes, Mom, I didn't die yet. Like,
are you at school? Are you and your mom? Or I'm not sure.
We're cool. Yeah. We're cool. We got a little closer after my dad passed.
Okay.
But, before that, you know, just my morals are a lot different than hers because of my upbringing. I won't go into too much because...
Fair enough.
She's on Facebook, so
Fair enough.
You tag me in the shit she's hear about it, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Fair enough.
You know, because, I mean, some of my family, the story of my cancer, like, it's going to be the first time some of them have heard it.
Really?
Like, in detail? Like, yeah. You know, like, oh wow, oh shit.
That's what happened.
You know, like
he was sick.
Yeah, you know? Like I've had people like try and like tell me that I faked it. I was like, bitch, you trying to get your ass whooped right now?
Like legit told you like.
Oh yeah.
Like you just wanted.
Oh yeah. Or... Like it was to get attention because of my personality.
I mean, you're pretty loud, but
I'm
faking cancer?
Wolf on that? How do you even fake that? I gotta drink the proper amount of bleach or something.
I wouldn't even be mad. Like that'd just be impressive if you fake that diagnosis. You're like,
bro, I need somebody needs to sign me to an acting deal. Like, if I can, you earned fake that.
You earned it.
But yeah, just yeah.
I got you. I think one last question, like to touch on the cancer subject or topic. Was there anything that you felt like you gained from that experience, positively? Like looking back on it now, you're like, oh man, like this. I probably learned this from the situation, or I don't know, anything along those lines. I can't really pose it articulately.
You don't realize how short life is until you're faced with that kind of, we'll call it a tragedy. I guess you'd call it an obstacle. That kind of obstacle where it's like adversity. There you go.
Okay, that's a good word.
Coach, good word. Coach, good word. Adversity. When you're faced with that kind of adversity and you're just like, man, you know, like drama follows me, and I fucking hate drama.
I don't believe you. I feel like you enjoy it. I feel like you.
No, I'm
like
the
you thrive
petty,
in it.
Oh no, I'm the petty king. Well, if it's gonna follow me, I might as well enjoy it.
Better own it, huh?
Yeah, dude. But it's like at work, you know, like fucking girls are arguing about, oh, I want her schedule, or whatever, blah blah blah. Like, I don't want to hear this shit. Text each other. I write the schedule. Like, you're gonna work what I want you to, or you don't have to work here.
Yeah, I mean that's so simple, isn't it?
Bro, everybody is replaceable, bro. That's another.
I agree.
That's another thing that I figured out with cancer is everybody is replaceable. Like as a person, as a friend, nobody can say they're irreplaceable because everybody is replaceable. What happens when a coach gets fired? You get replaced.
Ooh, I feel like that's a cynical mindset to have. No, like
It's just, well, but that's what I tell kids, you know, like you get complacent in life, bad things happen, and you don't know how to overcome them. You don't know how to face adversity, you know, like there's that word, coaching word, we tell the kids all the time, adversity, and that's probably why I couldn't think of it a minute ago. Is you have to overcome adversity when it punches you in the mouth. It's like, how many times are you going to come out before you decide to punch somebody back? It's like you and I get in a fight. How many times are you going to let me punch you in the face before you decide to hit me back? You know, like, and that's what I learned from cancer is life is too short to sweat the drama. If people want to be in my life, they're going to be in my life. Thus, you don't have to like me, but if you're playing a game against me, you got to put up with me the whole game. And the more I know that you don't like me or my personality bothers you,
then Reagan more
the worse it's going to be during the game. Plain and simple. And that's why some of my really good friends hate playing against me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's not because my team's going to beat you.
God, is he ever going to shut up?
Is he ever going to shut the fuck up? Yeah. No. Oh, I'm annoying you now? Oh, perfect. You know, but I mean, I've played with on so many different levels, too. It's like, you know, like, I played with, you know, GSU when they were at Robb Field, you know, like, I've played with Drew Boys, which was kids, you know? And we get bumped up by Joel to better division because Charles and I are playing with him.
Free safety.
Literally. We're both playing safety on defense. You know, I'm playing wide. I'm not even blocking for him. I'm playing wide receiver on offense. You know, and that's why the whole thing on Facebook right now, how try to drop down or whatever. You know, like I don't care. Dude, they won the Titan division with girls on the field. I don't care.
Yeah. That's impressive, dude.
That's impressive.
I ain't even mad at you.
You know, like they dropped down, whatever. You know, like everybody's trying to stir the pot on Facebook. Bruh, I can't even talk. We literally put a team in called Sandbaggers.
I love this. What's the logo?
Oh God,
it was just a bag of sand.
No, it's
They didn't
not.
get creative with it. It's literally just like
Oh,
a bag of sand.
There was. Hold on, I gotta pull it up so I can actually.
There's like a picture of Scuba, just Scuba's face.
Oh God, that would be great. No, what was it? I think this is what we finally decided on.
That's dope.
Right?
I'm not gonna lie.
And like before that, they were asking me what I would use, and I'm over here sending them. Oh. But yeah, so.
What else do we have? Wow, I'm telling you, dude, you gave me so many questions.
We can always do part 2, bro.
Yeah, you can always do part 2.
Did you realize if you upload this tonight, you realize the comment thread in the morning is gonna be like.
Oh no, my phone's going on silent.
Oh yeah, the comment thread is gonna be like a couple hundred comments deep in the morning.
I will put it up to next week. I'll put it up next week. What freaking make you buy a business, start a business, open a business?
Oh,
like, how did that? Like, let's go back to square one on that.
Yeah,
like, at what point did it go from I don't know what you were doing before, like job wise, to?
So I was working at Sprouts as
I love Sprouts.
Everybody loves Sprouts. Not if you work there. So I've been at Sprouts for.
Which one?
I was one in UC, and then I got transferred to Lemon Grove because they were having problems. So I went out there and I fixed it.
You had to go check them.
No, well, I went out there and fixed it after they promoted me, and then like I was doing my boss's job.
That's always how it is, huh? In the second.
No, but it's like super against like a dozen policies for some of the shit I was doing.
Oh really?
Like I could have been fired just for doing them.
Oh, like stuff like you shouldn't have had.
Like I had access.
Over.
Oh yeah, like I had access to the.
That was a good word.
I had access to the safe room.
Hey David, go ahead and
like I could get into the safe if I needed to for change or whatever. Like
yeah.
like stuff that my job title didn't need.
Yeah.
You know, I'm being left to watch the store because like the closing store manager decided they were sick. Oh, David can do it. What? You don't pay me enough. And I still got to fix my department up? Like, what? But, so I decided I needed to get out. So I went and actually worked with Boyd at this place called XPO.
What's that?
It's like a logistics, it's like a wholesale freight, like FedEx.
Oh, okay.
Like pallets of shit and whatnot. And then, because I wanted to sell Coach. And then I started working at Tony's Pizza, like part-time, because it was my buddy's partner. And one thing led to another, and my buddy's partner was like, hey, like, do you want to run this for me? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, and then it came down
so your buddy and him were partners in
a different location, but he was asking me to run that location.
Gotcha.
And then, like, he was my boss now, because I quit my other job to work there full time. XPO, yeah, to work there full time. And, you know, run it for him as, like, the GM, and then him and my buddy had a falling out.
That's stressful, no? Like, being a manager anywhere?
It can be, but at the end of the day, everything is always on you.
Yeah. That's the stressful part.
Yeah. You know, was I getting paid well? Yeah. For making pizzas, I make a stupid amount of money.
No, that's... You're talking about, so, like, at the manager spot, right? Or like, because people don't. A lot of people don't understand that. Dude, like freaking the managers that like Carl Jr. whatever it is, like
somebody calls out,
money,
you gotta work.
Yeah,
you know, like, and then I got to the point where I just put myself on salary because I was like, well, fuck, like if I keep doing this, we're not gonna have no labor because I'm just always here.
Yeah.
And then he came up to me one day and like offered me a percentage. He was like, hey, like wanted to know, do you want to invest, dude? Like, I like you, you're doing everything I need to, and it'd be nice when I move to Utah. He actually just moved to Utah last month.
Was he just trying to get out, or
no, dude, that place is a milk cow.
This location?
Just milk cow.
Fair enough.
Milk cow.
Fair enough.
On a bad month, you still have, you know, $4,000 to $5,000 in profit. On a good month, you walk away with 10 to 15.
That's so crazy. I've always been terrified of like buddies I know who either like get into partnerships with any kind of restaurants or open up their own restaurants. Dude, it's a fickle market, dude.
Yeah,
it's hard.
And so he gave me a number. He was like, this number will get you this much percentage or whatever, right? And then so I was like, okay, here, like I got my money together, and I was like, here, boom. We signed everything. You know,
did you just save up and take out a loan or how
I
that?
had some savings. I asked a family member for a loan that, you know, they were just like, hey, here, like, hey, you're a big boy. You got to pay me back. I was like, cool.
See, I mean, at least those family, at least you didn't get freaking loan sharked or anything.
No, yeah, no interest.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But, and then now that he's gone, you know, like, every year I get an additional percent
Oh, really?
of the restaurant.
Is that how the contract is worked out?
So, you know, I'm good.
That's awesome, dude.
I'm good, dude. You know,
How long you been doing this? Or how long you taken this position?
It'll be like almost like a year and 3/4, just short of 2 years. But it's like a lot of people don't understand. Like they think that it's just pizza or whatever. Like I mean, I sell pizza by the slice. By the slice, you know. So like when I say, oh yeah, we had a busy day on Monday, you know, like. Well, I mean, like right now, I can tell you we're still open.
Are you really?
Yeah. You know, I have like an app I pull up. So like right now, $770 in gross payments. You know, my guys have collected $57 in tips. You know, like I can see all that stuff
From today.
Yeah, you know, I was there till like 1:30, and from 11 to 1:30, I did like $160 in slices. Like,
what's your, like off a rough estimate? What's your profit margin look like based off that, off the 700?
Off of that?
Off the day, just because I'm just curious. Like,
well, basically, my labor, my cost for being open on any day is right around $500.
That's what I was gonna say.
So anything over that is just in the pocket. So like, and then on like a Friday or Saturday,
that's pretty good.
It's anywhere around like $700, $800 to be open, and you know
You're doubling up.
Oh, bro.
Oh, sorry for lowballing you.
So like my busiest day ever there, to where I was like, fuck, like I'm just ready to go home. We were there till like 6 a.m. on New Year's.
What?
New Year's Eve. So New Year's
Day.
We were there until 6 a.m.
Doing what?
It was like 6:45, right? So
how late were you hoping to, like, officially?
I had people in there eating pizza at 5 in the morning.
No way.
I'm not gonna say no.
That's what I was gonna say. Was that just an executive decision? Like, hey, we're just staying open.
Yeah, we did 5,600, like $5,600 in a day.
Just New Year's Eve, or from New Year's Eve to
so
until 5 in the morning the next day.
Yeah, but so we were open for an extra 2 hours because just people wouldn't stop walking in. You know, like
they say you're not gonna say no.
Yeah, because nobody wanted to take an Uber that early.
Yeah,
because they're waiting for the surge price to go down. So we were just trying to find a place to hang out. So like, it is what it is. I wasn't mad about it, but like, you know, like Comic-Con on a normal week downtown, I do anywhere from like $8,000 to 12 on a really good week. Damn, like 12 grand. Comic-Con, the week of Comic-Con, because of the marketing and the promoting we did just south of 17.5.
Damn.
And that week, cost of everything was, I don't know, maybe a highball. We'll call it 6.
That's including labor? Or are we talking
labor, food,
ad,
materials?
Marketing?
No, well, marketing is me. Bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what does that look like for you? Like normally, like not even Comic-Con weekend, but like just like what is your?
Yeah, it's anywhere from me being bored on a Friday night because I'm not working. I walk around and hand out 2 for $5 cards. I walk around and hand out a stack of cards to, you know, the Bristol Hotel or the U.S. Grand or just anybody. Or, you know, like I supply the pizza for the UC football games, you know. Like people hit me up for birthday parties. Like what a lot of people don't know is like
I need to go get some pizza. I need to try this out.
So like everybody's always like, oh yeah, Costco, they have really good prices, and I'm like, yeah, but they use like low quality products.
How dare you? I love Costco pizza.
I eat Costco pizza too. It's not my favorite pizza, but if it's there, I'm gonna eat it. And like everybody's all sprung on the whole like, oh, it's $10 for their their extra large pizza.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, but you got to realize they can sell it for $10 because they probably sell 100 of those a day.
Yeah. It's freaking. It's like
but it's like if somebody came up to me and was like, "Oh yeah, I went to Costco for our last event, but like we're gonna try you this time," you know, and I'm, oh okay, well I'll beat Costco's price for you.
You'll do that.
I don't care. It's money. It's money, just like with my online stuff. This is what I tell everybody, all my new employees or all my boys that ask me about it. So our online tablets, we lose 30% to wherever it is. So if it's Grubhub and the order's for $100, they get 30 of it.
Really? Is that just like a flat percentage? Or?
Yeah. So like a percentage fee through them, right? So here's what I tell them. Is 70% of something better than 0% of nothing?
I get it, man.
I get it.
I
get
get
it,
it.
right?
It's
my profit margin on and this isn't like me revealing secrets or anything, right?
It's
you
just,
can go anywhere.
It's business 101.
It's business 101. Dude, you take your cost of your materials and you weigh stuff out and you find out what it costs to make a pizza. So like a cheese pizza for me, depending on how much cheese costs at any given time, costs me anywhere from $1.70 with labor and materials to make a pizza, to anywhere to $2.10 for a cheese pizza, right? Yeah. You know, and then I turn around and sell a cheese pizza with tax. It comes out to like $21.50. I look like a genius, right? But then slices. Everybody's like, "Oh well, slices are quick and easy. I don't need to eat a whole pizza." Perfect. I sell slices for $3.50.
Yeah.
If I sell 8 slices of cheese pizza at $3.50, so we'll call it for 2 slices, it comes up to like 7. It's like $7.50 plus tax, right? So it'll end up being somewhere around like 32 something with tax.
Okay.
And, like 32 something with tax. So you're drunk. And the wait time is 40 minutes for XL pizza right now.
We're gonna buy all those slices.
You're gonna buy 8 cheese slices, and you're probably gonna tip me because I was like, I normally don't do this, but I'm giving it to you.
Yeah.
So you're probably gonna tip me good too. So I just made an extra $8 off of just the slices.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a game to everything, and I don't do like huge slices. That's why I know my pizza's good. My pizza's great. I don't do these big slices that everybody else does.
I'm excited to try this pizza.
I cut my pizza. I cut my pizza into 8 slices, dude. Like that's what I do. You know, it's like when I played on Drew's Boys. Like Charles would be like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go feed the kids after our game." I'll be like, "Dude, I'm coming from work, bro. You want to bring a pizza?" Like that's how easy it is. Like it's pizza. It don't take long, you know. Like, and yes, is there a craft to it? Yeah, because there's people that make ugly ass pizza that still tastes good. But anybody who makes pizza will tell you pizza tastes better if your eyes are visually stimulated, your brain's visually stimulated too.
Just if it looks good.
Just because if it looks good.
If it's pretty.
Yeah, it looks pretty. It's gonna taste good.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
Unless you're really smashed.
Then you can't even see it.
Then it don't matter because I've seen some people do some pretty stupid things with their pizza before. But yeah, you know, it was my first like grown up thing. I'll call it.
That's a big grown up thing.
That's a really big grown up thing because I could have just totally gotten like
you went from 0 to 100.
Yeah, like, you know, like we had the PB store that we opened up, right? Made it for about like 16 months we were open, right? But we recently just closed it and sold it because it just wasn't what PB needed. PB is like a close knit community right now, and they're gonna support who's been there for a while.
Really? Still got that freaking support the locals vibe.
Yeah, and I'm cool with that. I went down there and I could say I tried it. Like
was that a shot to your ego? Like having to close that down? Like anyway, I don't know.
No, because it was more my partner. I just kind of ran it for him.
Okay.
But at the same time, yeah, because it's mine. I own part of the Tony's name. So
yeah.
Yes, at the same time, it was a shot at my ego a little bit. But at the same time, hey, I know how to lose, bro.
They said life's too short.
Life's too short, dude. You chalk that shit up as an L. You put it in your back pocket so you remember.
And we move on.
Yeah, you put it in your back pocket so you remember what it feels like. And you keep going. It's like I tell these kids.
I love that.
Yeah, you love how it feels to win. But in order to know how to win, you got to know how to lose too. We played Christian. I went up there with 22 kids on JV. 22 kids. We ended the game with 16.
Oh, God.
Christian had 40-something kids on their sideline.
I believe it.
Right?
My wife works with Christian. It's funny.
Oh, yeah. So, shit. And I could not have been more proud of them because they never gave up. We lost 28-20. And my starting QB, I had to sit him because he's the varsity backup. So he only played 3 quarters.
Oh, damn.
I didn't have any of the freshmen for depth to play special teams. So, like, core 15 kids I had, they played the entire game both ways against a team that was just subbing kids in and out to keep them fresh.
Damn.
I told them, and then our varsity coach was like, man, like, they look like they didn't even lose. I was like, yeah, because you know what? They just learned how to lose right now. What do you mean? They just learned how to take an L because they all know, they left everything they had out there.
Yeah, there's no shame in that.
There's no shame. You hold your head fucking high and say, hey, you know what, dude, good game.
They were better than us.
It's not even that they were better. They just had more
legs than us.
They just had more kids.
Yeah.
They had more kids. That is exactly what I told them. I was like, when it came down to it, dude.
Yeah, you can't be mad at something like that.
Well, I can't spontaneously grow extra kids.
Yeah.
You know, I got to it's like I tell the kids, control what you can control as a kid.
100%.
Like when a kid comes to me and he's talking about, you know, like, oh man, I need to get a job so I can help my mom, this or that. Did your mom ask you to do that? No, she didn't, but I want to help. I get it. But control what you can control as a kid. Do you think your mom wants to take away part of your childhood? No.
I mean, she might. No. But for the most part, no.
For the most part, no.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell them. Control what you can control. Life is too short. You learn how to take an L. You learn how to take an L and you learn from it. Because now this week going in, bruh, I tell all these kids every week, it's the same thing I do with flag football. We're going to whoop the other team's ass. I do not care. I tell my kids every fucking week we're going to win. And they just look at me like, Coach, you really believe in us? Hell yeah, I do. Every fucking week. Every week I feel like I tell them we're going to win.
Yeah, it has to be like that.
I don't care. I picked a fight with the Bonita Vista JV team for week 2, right?
Of course you did.
Bruh, when their head coach exchanged their film with me, I emailed him back and I was like, Coach, I asked for your JV film. He responds, this is my JV. They walk up. Okay, I'm just south of 6 foot, right? I'm 275, 80 pounds right now. I always gain like 25, 30 pounds during football season. And then, because I don't have time to do anything. Like I come home, I eat, and I go to bed. So all that weight just stays on me. I'm standing next to these kids at the end of the game. Their 5 starting O linemen were all over 6 feet, and they were all over 260 pounds.
No.
Bruh.
Simone cats,
Humble pie. Humble pie is best served warm. But I'm proud of my kids. They got punched in the mouth the whole first half, and they came back out and started throwing fucking hooks and jabs the entire second half. It was 37-7 or something at halftime. We ended the game. Yeah, did we get 50 piece put up on us? Yeah. We ended the game. It was 56-38. And that team only brought 25 kids. So it wasn't like they were rotating kids in and out. It was the kids they came with. Like, you know, like... So they can't say that we scored those points against their twos because 25 of those points we scored in the third quarter. So it's just, there's always something to learn about life, you know? Just in general. And, yeah.
I think I'll end it with this last question though. I don't know, like I said, part 2 for sure. But just going off off the coaching subject, just hopping off of that. What, dude? Like you're at such like a crucial spot where you have so much. I guess you're able to mold these kids like in so many ways. Like you're in a position to where they listen to you, they look up to you, they admire you, all these things. Like, dude, like what is like 1 or 2 things, or like what do you want to just like instill into them, like as individuals, as people, as players, just in life? Like if you were to see them like one last day tomorrow and nothing after that, like what do you want to make sure?
Say anything to them?
Like what do you just want to make sure?
I was never able to say anything to them again. It's something I wanted them to like carry with them the rest of their lives.
Exactly. It's tough.
That's a tough question.
It's tough.
There's so many ways you can spin an answer with that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could sit here and tell you to to never quit, never give up, to live your life to the fullest, and
you throw out all the cliche answers.
Yeah, but it's like,
but they're all true.
But it's all true. But I guess the way I would best answer that right now is, I mean, damn, like when the tough, what is it? What does it say? What's that stupid?
When the going gets
tough.
tough.
When the going gets tough.
It's time to get going.
Because you're only ever gonna be as tough as you want yourself to be. Life gets so hard at times. Life doesn't slow down for anybody. It's this crazy thing called oxidation. It doesn't slow down. So, you can't slow down for anything. So you gotta go out every day and do what makes you happy. Any job you get, if it doesn't make you happy, you don't need that job. You really don't. You could literally have 10 jobs that you don't like, and as long as you said, hey, I tried it, I didn't quit. I tried it, I stuck with it for 6 months, but it wasn't for me. You move on to the next one. When the going gets tough, you gotta keep going. You can't stop your life because something bad happens. Like, knock on wood, right? Don't ever want to say it out loud, knock on wood, that somebody in your family dies. Me personally, my dad has died, my grandma, my grandpa, everybody has died when I was at work.
Oh, really?
Do you think I left work?
No. I'm guessing no.
I stayed because, you know what? Me leaving to console them, they're still going to feel the same way when I get off work. I'm going to finish my shift because I need that money to keep my life going.
I get it.
And I'll have my time to grieve later. It's not something that I'm going to call out of work for, because I said it the best when my dad died. My dad, guarantee you, because my personality is very much like his, is I don't want somebody to cry over me. Drink a beer, get over it, and keep going. Have a fucking party. Remember me. Don't stop your life because my life isn't here anymore. Something bad happened. Because there's so many more good things that happen in life. You got to keep going. Never stop your life and I won't say be complacent, but don't stop your life because it got hard. Don't be a coward about life. Don't be a coward. Be brave. Keep going. Never stop. And that's not in the pursuit of happiness or anything. Just don't stop, because life keeps going. The minute you stop, that's when all the bad things keep piling and piling and piling and piling. It starts off with, your mom dying or your dad dying, right? And then all of a sudden I took so much time off from work. Now I have debt.
No, I get it, man.
Now I got to get a second job, which is going to make me unhappy. Now I can't coach because I had to go get a second job. So now I have a second job, makes me unhappy. One bad thing. My dad died. 2 bad things. 3 bad things. My debt. Shit like that. It just piles up. It piles up the minute you take your foot off the gas.
Yeah. I like that. That's not something I hear very often, but I like that.
Because most people say, love, strive to be the best and be the best. Everybody is different in their meaning. We'll say the meaning of what their best is. Because my best is going to be different than
your it's very subjective.
My best for myself is going to be different of your version of my best for myself. My best for yourself is going to be different than your version of your best for yourself. So that's why you say you got to keep moving. You got to keep moving, keep it pushing. Go kick that rock, keep it going. Don't stop for anything, because before you know it, you're gonna blink, and you're gonna be 70 years old. Man, what did I do with my life?
It's so scary, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be like that scene. It's gonna be like that scene in Transformers when Shia LaBeouf opens the door, and I think he says to Megan Fox, he's like, "You gonna look back and say you didn't get in?"
Yeah.
Real talk. Yeah. Shia LaBeouf's a douchebag, and I hate that I just related something to him. But I couldn't have said it any better myself right now. You got to keep going because you want to look back on your life and be like, fuck, like I stopped for that. I didn't get into the car. I didn't try this. I didn't try that. Yeah. Like, dude, you're the king of trying new things. Yeah, there's nothing you won't try. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm the same way. Like, if I haven't tried it, how do I know I don't like it?
Like you said, your life's too short. You never know. It could go tomorrow.
Like my girl right now, she's over here talking about, oh, I want to see the world. I want to see the world. Me, I'm like, I don't care if I see the world.
Yeah.
Trying to live in the moment. Yeah. I can't take that memory with me. Yeah, you know, like, and she yells at me for it. Whatever. I'll go by myself. Well, I'm with you. Like, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah. That would be the one thing that I would want to resonate within them for the rest of their lives, you know? Because I want them to be able to think about it, you know, when I'm long gone. I love it. And they're sitting and they're like, man, I still remember the day Coach Brewer said that to me. I'm so glad he said it.
Kill it. Oh, that's a good handshake right there.
They're both hands, bro.